There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading Forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits, or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of GearBox monthly reviews, GearBox Inside Calls. Today is the 3rd of June of 2024. Finally, the summer is here. Here where I am from, summer lasts about 2 weeks and then we go into fall mode. Of course, this is a joke. Usually it's only 1 month of summer and then we have fall. So we take full time, go enjoy the sun when it's summertime here. So not to keep you waiting, let's dig right in. Before we get started, of course, the rules of the game: you can ask questions during this webinar, and of course always watch these videos to the end, because otherwise you might miss out on some really important, some really essential information. Of course, always go subscribe and like these videos, both on the Auvoria Prime channel, and if you want to see more detailed information about strategies, about mindset, all that good stuff, go and check out my personal YouTube channel. This is at Golden Yak Official. Agenda for today, of course, welcome. Then who am I? What is GearBox? Results, settings, and we will be talking a little bit about GearBox 3.0 also, and where you can find more information, where you can stay updated, and of course, let's talk about how to find support if you are a user of any of the AP products, and of course some closing words, some closing thoughts. As usual, you might be brand new to this, you might be brand new to Auvoria Prime, you might be brand new to trading with softwares, you might be brand new to trading in general. If any of these things are true for you, then you are at the right place. And of course, if you are an OG with GearBox, of course, it's always good to stay updated. It's always good to stay on top of your game, because people who look at these calls, people who join these calls, they care about their investments. They care about how their investments are doing. They care about their money. They care about their future. So if you are on this call, thank you very much. You're doing it. You can also thank yourself. And if you have friends, family, whoever who is using any of the AP products, especially GearBox, because this is a GearBox call, make sure they watch these calls, because I personally actually can share a story from when I first started using GearBox a long time ago. I missed one important call where Steve Wetterell was talking about that there will be strong, really big movements in the markets, and I missed that call. And what happened later was, I got into big drawdown, because his recommendation was to turn off trading for those couple of days or even the week back then. And since I didn't watch this call, this recording, I missed that. So I got hit. I think I actually got hit with a equity protector, which is also a really important part of risk management. Sometimes stuff like this does happen, but to avoid losses, to avoid getting into difficult situations, it's always a good idea to watch the inside calls for whatever software you are using. So let's continue. So what is GearBox? GearBox is a software that was developed originally for MetaTrader 4. If you don't know what MetaTrader 4 is, it is a freeware software that is the most popular trading software around the world. And why is it so popular? The reason is because it is freeware and it works pretty well. It's programmable. You can build EAs or expert advisors, which GearBox is into it, so you can automate your trading. There's many different chart types, there's many different indicators already included in the software, so it makes it easier for the trader to get started. And it was developed by MetaQuotes, I think in 2011, so MetaTrader 4 has been around for a long time. So GearBox uses historical data to predict reversals. Let me explain what that means. Now you will see my drawing skills. You will soon find out why I didn't join any drawing academy. So let's say this is the price movements here. It's going up and down, up and down. So this is basically a price chart. It doesn't matter what pair it is. Let's say it's Euro USD. So what GearBox does, it's counting gears. So let's say every 50 pips, it counts another gear. So let's say first gear is here, second gear is here. And now based on historical results, historical price movement, sorry, it will predict where there will be a reversal. Let's say for this specific pair, usually the reversal happens at gear 3 or gear 4, for example. So it goes down, it waits. Then we have the third gear here. And now when it goes up here, gear number 4, it takes a trade and it takes a sell position. So it predicts the price will be going down. Now the price went down. And depending on what settings somebody's using, it might close out in profit here. It might close out in profit here. It might not even close out. It might continue. Let's say the TP or take profit for this setup was here. It never hit it. So it had a reversal. It started going against you. So when it goes above this line here, now your trade will be in minus and it will be continuing going into minus. And finally, we have a reversal. Here, what it also does, because it takes extra trades where it sees fit, it's dynamic and it's also dependent on the previous movements of that specific pair. So let's say it takes an extra trade here. Just gonna put a plus here in front, put a plus here also. So now you have two trades and it starts falling. Price starts falling. Let's say it closes the trade here. I'm gonna make a circle and a plus. So this is an addition to your balance. This is profit that somebody can take out of their account whenever they want to. Because GearBox and actually all of the softwares that, all of the systems that Auvoria Prime has on offer uses brokers, Forex brokers that are independent from Auvoria Prime. So neither me or any other affiliate or any other person in Auvoria Prime will ever take your money for investments, for trading. Anybody can choose whatever broker they want to work with, connect it to GearBox or any of the softwares that AP has on offer. And this means that you will be in full control of your money at all times. Nobody can make a rug pull. Of course, there are scam brokers out there, but this is a story for another time. Just make sure to use reputable brokers. So this is the short story of how GearBox works. It is the longest running software with Auvoria Prime. It is very customizable, yet anyone can use it. It has default settings that work out of the box, that are quite safe and work very well. There's several accounts that have been running for a long time. Let me show you one of them. So this account here has been, yeah, I'm getting into the results now, just getting ahead of myself. Started from March 9th, 2021, and it's been running ever since. It has made about 2.6% profit on average per month, which is insane. When you talk about more traditional ways of investments, real estate loans, stock, whatever. So it has made 164% since this account got started. It has very good safety features. It has a correlation filter. It uses hedging. It also has drawdown protection, and it also has chill out mode. Let's continue. So results. It has been run on everything under this sky. Tyler, the developer, the main developer of GearBox, has been running it on many different pairs, many different assets, and not only him, actually also quite a few customers, let's say about a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, were running GearBox on gold, indices, all kinds of volatile stuff. And of course, some of them got hit with equity protectors, some of them got hit with margin calls. So if you don't know what you're doing, if you are not a professional trader, I suggest to stay away from these custom things and just use the settings that come out of the box, that settings that the developer actually recommends, that have been working for years and still produce results. It is very, very important. Best performers are USD CAD and Euro USD, still followed by GBP NZD and AUD USD, just to show how to say, what is it called now? It's so hot here, my brain stops functioning partly. So you can see there's a list of pairs, performance list. Best is USD CAD, Euro USD, GBP NZD, AUD USD, and everything else that is following here is already below 100%. And these are small accounts, small swing accounts. Usually it is necessary to have at least 1,000 in a deposit to run GearBox. I mean, it works with lower deposits also, but just the risk is going to be very high. The lower your balance, the higher the risk and the less options you have to play around with the settings, adjust your settings. Let's continue. MetaTrader 4. As I said, MetaTrader 4 is the software that it is running on. Just a second, I will show you what it actually looks like. If you are brand new to this, if you have never seen what an EA on MetaTrader 4 looks like. Just a second, connecting to my VPS. So every customer has their own personal VPS, which they have access to. And of course, sometimes when it is necessary, support can also access it, but nobody else has access to it. So everything is under your personal control. So this is one of the test accounts I'm running. It's running only 2 pairs, Euro USD and USD CAD and Euro USD. And this account has been not running for a long time. So far it's been doing actually pretty good. Let me see if I can find it here for you. Here it is. So this is the account that you just saw, USD CAD and Euro USD. Only 2 pairs running on this. On average, 2.6% per month. Look at this drawdown, 2.5%, which is insane. If you look at this line here, there's actually 2 lines. If you look closely, the yellow line is the equity line and the red line is the account balance line, meaning that when the equity line goes above, it means that trades are in profit and not closed. And if the equity line goes below, trades are open and in drawdown. When these lines follow each other really closely and you get this result, 2.6%. I hope it will continue like this. I have no doubt it will continue like this, but of course there are never 100% guarantees when it comes to any kind of investments. This is just very beautiful. Let's look at how it did. In April it made 4.25%. In May it made 3%, which is amazing, I would say. Let's continue. Settings. Precision versus intraday mode. So GearBox has two main modes, precision versus intraday. I'm running precision modes. In precision mode, you have, let's see if I still have, I closed it. Okay, just a second, I'm gonna open GearBox again so you can see what I'm actually talking about. So you can see you have three precision modes, swing, sniper and super sniper, and then you have two intraday modes, instant entry and skip a level. So intraday modes are for somebody who is a day trader, who is sitting in front of the computer and can manage and adjust trades as they go along. So GearBox is more like a trade management tool and trade entry tool, but the trades usually shouldn't be open longer than 1 day. This is where the name comes from, intraday modes. And precision modes, swing, and sniper and super sniper. Super sniper was developed for very, very large accounts. It takes very few trades, but it is very precise, and this means that the drawdown is minimal. Sniper is one notch down from that, so it is still very precise, but it has higher drawdown, takes more trades. And of course, swing trading, you will have trades that can be open for months, sometimes even half a year. And this is something that customers using GearBox or who wants to use GearBox has to be aware of, because sometimes you will have to have patience. And of course, it's a good, if you have bigger accounts, it's a really good idea to have several tools running at the same time. So when it gets boring with GearBox because it is in trades and nothing much is happening because the market is not moving enough, it's good to have Kratos or Kratos X or even Flash on the side of it that is taking trades and keeping your mood going well. Let's see, opening the slides again. Default settings, very important thing. As I said before, if you start playing around with the settings and you are not a professional trader, you are not a quant, then you are getting into unknown territory, meaning that you are increasing your risks without probably really understanding how you are increasing the risks. And at one point you might just realize that you have been caught with your pants down. So to avoid this, it is always a good idea to use default settings. Time frame. Now, time frame is a very important thing, because sometimes what people do with GearBox is they go and check their GearBox and they want to see what's going on the charts, to do some technical analysis, and they start switching. Let me switch here. I hope it's not going to take any trades. They start switching, between the time frames here to see what's going on. What this does, it actually
Empower your trades with GearBox, your ultimate trading toolkit. Customize, strategize, and conquer the markets with ease.
It starts opening trades when you put it on a lower time frame, because it takes the movements into gears. Because there are on smaller time frames, the price movement seems more volatile to GearBox, so it starts counting the gears and it will start taking trades where probably it is not a good idea to do it. It can be used with intraday entries, but with precision modes, it's a good idea to keep it on daily. And when you are switching between timeframes, it will also reset your gear counting. So the ghost gears will go to 0, meaning that it will start counting again, and it will take longer time to get into the actual trade. Let's see, let's continue. How many pairs to run? I would say 1 to 2 pairs per 1,000 on your account. This is what I'm doing, at least. Of course, it depends on what lot sizing you are using. It also depends on what mode you are using, if you're using swing, sniper, super sniper. But in general, it is actually enough to even run Euro USD and USD CAD only, because the account that I showed you, this test account that made 4% in April and 3% in May, is running only 2 pairs, USD CAD and Euro USD, which are the best performing pairs. So whenever something happens in the markets, the less pairs you have open, the less risk you are taking on. So I personally don't see any point in having more pairs than just Euro USD and USD CAD. But of course, some people, if you want to see more action, because GearBox does have a hedging feature built into it, you can go with this list. You can take, let's say, the first 6 pairs, for example, and run those. This is not a recommendation. This is something that you can consider. I'm not doing it. I run USD CAD and Euro USD only. Let's continue. GearBox 3.0. We've been talking about GearBox 3.0 for a long time now, and it is almost ready for launch. I would say it probably is going to happen in a month or 2 months. It is on MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5, and it is back testable. I just remembered that I'm not actually completely sure if it will be coming on MetaTrader 4. We will find out soon enough, I believe. Backtesting feature, as I mentioned, and there is an advanced hedging engine. It is tested in real life conditions already for several years by a customer of GearBox that has actually was using some extra software to run hedging with GearBox, and it has been making really good money for him. So soon everybody else will be able to benefit from this guy's work. And of course, if you are using hedging, especially with GearBox 3.0, it can run more volatile instruments like indices, gold, JPY pairs, CHF pairs, which is really good because some stuff moves all the time, like indices and gold. They are pretty volatile, so they move all year round. But with main Forex pairs, sometimes they get sluggish, nothing really happens, and this is something that can start getting on your nerves. So to change that and to increase the profit potential without increasing risk, GearBox 3.0 will be that tool. This is what we always strive for in Auvoria Prime, to increase profit without taking on more risk. This is like the motto of the company, I would say, at least the motto of the developers. And so far we have been doing great, and we will be continuing on that note. Last but not least, let's talk about the macro situation, the US interest rate. As I said in the last call, some people are very optimistic that the rates will be going down this year. I personally still am very skeptical about it, especially considering what's going on in the world, and also looking at what gold is doing. So investors are not very confident. Some, economic houses, or however you call them, media outlets, talk about that everything is recovering, everything's good. But this might be just and they're trying to promote and getting people into a happy mood to spend more money, because consumer spending in the States, for example, has been going down. Inflation has stabilized somewhat, but we are not out of the woods yet. Tariff war between China and US and EU. This will be interesting. So what's going on here is that the Chinese electric cars are trying to flood the European and US markets. US increased the import taxes quite heavily. It already had quite high taxes on imports, EV imports from China, but now they increased it even more under Biden. And EU is looking into it more detailed. So they are not putting like a blanket ban, a blanket tariff on it. They're looking at it and they try to be what's the word now? They are trying to be cautious. They're trying to be fair to all the parties involved, because there is talks that China is trying to price dump stuff, and China does have most of the rare metals licenses all around the world that are needed to produce batteries and all that stuff. They have been working on this for decades actually, so they saw this stuff coming, and now you could say that China has EU and US kind of by the balls, I would say, when it comes to the EV market. But let's see how this will play out. It might increasing the tariffs in the EU. It might, of course, definitely it will increase EV pricing. It will also probably increase the local EV pricing. But since EV is not a big market share on consumer spending, on the general inflation, it might probably not gonna have a big impact. But who knows? China might start, playing the tit for tat game and start putting tariffs on other stuff that are gonna have an impact on the inflation here. The geopolitical situation, U.S. presidential elections. If you don't know yet, Trump was now convicted. Let's see how this plays out. And it is a show indeed, I would say. Of course, tensions continuing in Iran. I haven't looked at it for the last couple of weeks. There's not much going on, not popping up in my news. Ukraine, after Ukraine has gotten more weapon support, more support from EU and also US, it will be interesting to see what will happen now. As I understand, Ukraine is attacking Belgorod and also attacking more infrastructure in the Russian territories, mainly stuff that would impair the Russian war effort. Let's see how this will impact oil prices. Let's see how this will impact the geopolitical situation, because Russia has said that, for example, where I'm from, the Baltic states, if we get involved with weapons, if we put feet on the ground there, that there will be really bad repercussions for us. If you don't know yet, from history, we once were ruled by Russia. So we have a really, let's call it a special relationship with Russia. Forex markets have been less volatile in May. So if you are one of these people who is on GearBox or any of the AP products and your May was slower than you expected, this is just the market doing its thing. And in situations like these, it is key to keep your head straight. It is key to keep your head in the game. It is key to have patience. Let me demonstrate. So on this account here that I showed you before, that is running since 2021, it started making profit, took a loss. Let's see if you were one of these people who started here, and it was April, March, from 9th of March to 7th of April, which is about a month. Pretty good month. Let's look at some other months here. So last year, we can see here, there have been some months that were not the best. 2021, pretty good. Some months, yeah, took some losses here. And if you didn't have patience here, when there's losses happening, or there's months that the profits are not very high, like last year in April, for example, or June even, then you might start getting the idea, I'm paying for this license, but I'm not getting any profits. So maybe I should stop doing this. Maybe this is a scam. They're just taking my money, not giving anything back. You have to understand, with every investment, there is a time frame that you will have to accept. And usually this time frame is 10 years or more. Not less, but more. And now when we are looking at the results here, where in 2-3 years an account has made over 160% profit, now let's say if you have a couple of months where not much is happening and you quit, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. This means that your investor hat has not been developed yet. I'm telling you this just as a reminder, because these things do happen. There's nothing we can do about it, because this is just the market doing its thing. Sometimes it's volatile, sometimes it's not so volatile, sometimes it's actually standing still, sometimes it's trying to get the trader with their pants down. We have to accept all these conditions. We can't change the market, we can only adjust to it. And by adjusting, I mean also sometimes adjust what's going on in our heads by having discipline and also having more patience. Okay, we've been here for half a year now, for half an hour now. Monthly calls. So this is the information channels. This is a monthly call where you can access, where you can find out where these monthly calls, when these monthly calls are taking place. Go to AuvoriaPrime.com, resources, events, and here you have all the things you need. And of course, it's always a good idea to sign up with your email, so you get notifications, you get reminders on your email. Next, we have help desk. Help desk is on the same page. You go to support. So whatever you need to find, first you search. If you can't find your answer, open help. You can type your question here. Let's say I want to make money. Let's say I didn't get a proper answer, then I just leave a message. Especially if you are a user of any of the AP products, you sometimes might get questions about, even if there's not much trading going on, and you are getting anxious about what's going on, why it's not taking any trades, is there something wrong with the software? You can just, send a message. Next, Telegram and Discord, same thing. You go to Auvoria Prime webpage. You go to support, type in Telegram, how to create an account and join groups. It even has a slideshow telling you step by step how to use Telegram. And at the end of this page, oh, there's Stefan here, he's a handsome guy. All the Telegram channels are here at the end of this page. Then we have YouTube channels. Yeah, you know how to scroll YouTube, right? You go to YouTube, type in Auvoria Prime, of course go subscribe, and then of course also my own channel, search for Golden Yak. Open any of my videos, open my channel, and of course go and subscribe there also. And last but not least, results document. Go to auvoriaprime.me/myfxbooks. So this is a Google document which is being constantly updated. We have last update is from May 27th, and here you will find links to all the results of the different products that AP has. This is our, this is our agenda, to be very transparent, because we want everybody making their decisions based on valid data. There's so much stuff going out, there's so much stuff going on everywhere, so many scams out there that it is difficult to differentiate between scam and actual products that work, that are legit, that are not going to steal your money by trading it to oblivion or just having a rug pull. So AP is always going to be transparent, sharing live results, live accounts, so you can see for yourself how the products are performing. And this is it for today's call. If you have any questions, you can find me, ask me questions. If you're watching a recording, you can leave comments. Of course, I would, if you are a user of GearBox, make sure to leave comments, please. Make sure to leave comments about the results. If you have public MyFX books, even put your MyFX books in the comments wherever you're watching this. And closing words, I'm just going to repeat myself. If you are in the Forex markets and you are using any of the AP products, have patience. There will be sometimes months, days, even a couple of months in a row where not much is happening. This is just what the market is doing, and this is something that you have to be able to accept. If you want high returns, this is just how it is. And if you want higher returns than 10-15% a year, then Forex, it is a good place to start with. Of course, there are risks, and there are also things that you probably will have to change about yourself, about your attitude, about your beliefs, to be able to stay in this game of Forex. So this is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this call, and next time we will be seeing on July 1st.